Allison from Redfield Crafts. Today is Tuesday, July 9th. Yeah, so this is probably going to be a short video. I only have a few finished objects, and as of right now I have one WIP and no acquisitions. Yeah, maybe if I was in the States and stuff I would have more, but being over here in Italy, everything is kind of far away, and my selection that I have on base here is very slim. So yeah. The only thing, I do have an acquisition actually, but it's not yarn related. A friend of mine was actually went on a road trip for the 4th of July weekend, and they went up to Poland, and she came back with a special gift for me. It's handmade Polish pottery, and the first thing she brought back was this vase. So it's a nice little vase, like 6 inches long, 6 to 8 inches long. It's got those nice little purple flowers. It's like, kind of looks like lavender flowers. I don't know my flowers very well. And on the bottom, it has the official Polish stamp. So yeah, that was the first thing she brought back for me. And then the second thing is this beautiful little dish. And on again, this one has the stamp on the bottom saying that is authentic Polish pottery. So yeah, I actually really like this dish. I don't know what I'm going to use it for, but it's really nice. I really like this actually. So yeah, that's basically it for acquisitions. Sorry about any background noise you guys might be hearing. I have the windows open. It's cloudy out right now. It's almost 7 o'clock at night here, and we're about to have a storm anytime now. So yeah. So one thing I want to share with you guys is in my last video, I was about halfway through working on my shawl by Wilma Westenberg. It's her shawl called the Such Simple Shawl, and she uses mandala yarn for it. I chose to use the colorway Spirit for mine, and I have officially finished it. So here is my shawl. So I really enjoyed this pattern. I liked it so much that I am going to be making another one in worsted weight instead of this lightweight 3 yarn. So, but yeah, it is big. It is perfect for me. I love how you just put it on and sorry, it comes down below my elbows. Oh my goodness, I don't know if I can show you guys. There you go. Come down pretty far. I like it. Really simple. I like it so much that I'm not keeping this for myself. I'm actually gonna give it to my mom for her birthday. So yeah. And this was what I have left over after my second cake. So I used probably about 1.5 cakes of the mandala yarn to make that. And yeah, really quick, really easy, it works up really fast. So the next thing that I did was when I made my Lion Brand purchase, I had purchased some of their homespun yarn. I had a project in mind for this. I've never used homespun before, and it's okay to work and crochet with. I'm not a big fan of it, but I found this pattern on Pinterest. All it is basically, it's like the moss stitch. So, you know, you chain, or you single crochet and chain one, skip one, and you know, that thing. But I made a infinity scarf. So, just like this. It's big enough to wrap around twice. The only thing is, with that pattern that I followed, it wasn't long enough. I feel a little suffocated with it this close. I mean, some people like their scarves super close to their faces. I know Debbie over at the Canadian Crocheter has mentioned that a few times in some of her videos, that she loves having things that are close to her face and to keep her warm. I'm not a big fan of that, but I mean, it's fine. It's nice. It came out pretty good. I like it. I just wished it was a little bit longer. So yeah, that was the first one I made. This colorway was actually called Vineyard. So it's got those nice purples and a little bit of blue, pinks, greens, and like a golden yellow in there. So yeah, and this took up less than one skein. So one of these, which if you're not familiar, there's 185 yards, and it is a size 5 bulky yarn. It's 98% acrylic and 2% other fiber. So yeah, less than one skein for that. And I liked it so much that I actually had it in green as well. So I made it in green. I made this one longer. I made this one about 30 stitches longer. And I like this one a lot better because it's a lot further away from your face. Let me stand up a little, show you guys. It's definitely a little bit further away from the face, you know, just right there. And I actually made this one for my grandmother. She loves infinity scarves. So I was like, you know what, I have some nice green yarn. I'm gonna use that instead. Because I like this one first for her, but I don't think she's really that much of a bright color person. So I went with the green because it's a little more muted and I think more her color. Sorry about my hair, it's a little windy. The only thing I gotta say that I did not like about homespun is with this particular skein, you had this happen in a few spots. And I didn't really, at first I was like, whatever, maybe it'll even out as I work up with it. No, it's still that big bulge right there. And again, this one took up less than one skein too, so I have a little bit left over. So I could have, ripped it back, but this was at the beginning of the scarf, and I didn't want to take it all the way apart once was done. So I left it as is. Still like it. Came out nice. This color is called Forest, and I actually had this skein for a few years now. Funny story. When I first started to crochet, I went to my local Walmart at the time, and I went over to their clearance area, and I found some of their clearance yarn that they had on sale at the time. This was one of them, and it was only 75 cents at the time. So I got it then, and it's just been sitting in my stash for 3-4 years, and I finally used it, and I like the way it came out. So yeah, the next thing that I did, I actually used some of my some yarn in my stash. I made a package put together for a friend of mine who is having a baby girl end of September. I showed you guys the stuff that I made in my last video, I believe it was. My last podcast, I can't remember. It was the Starburst Ripple Baby Blanket by Jada and Stitches, and then I made my shell stitch beanie for her and a little headband to go with it. And then I also made her daughter a hat with that kepi yarn that I showed you guys, which I'm not a fan of that product either. That's another story. So I asked her what her son's favorite character was, because she has a 5-year-old as well. And she said, she gave me a list of a few people. I was like, okay. So the one that I liked that I picked out was Mario from Mario Brothers. So I made him a little Mario Brothers hat. I really like this pattern. I found this pattern actually on Pinterest, and then I went onto YouTube, and there's a lady named Patricia Sutton. She had a tutorial where she did this pattern. It's not her, she didn't design this. She just did the tutorial for it for YouTube. And I basically followed her pattern to a T for the size. I do have to say that this size that she does would fit a child probably for ages 2 to 5, 2 to 6, or somewhere around there. I did try this on my son, who is 8 years old, and it's a little tight on him, so he wants me to make him the exact same thing because he loves Mario too. He's always playing Super Mario Party on our Switch. So for him, I'm going to make his, I'm going to follow the actual pattern, because for this one I just followed Patricia's instructions in her video, because I didn't think that the original pattern would fit him. So yeah, there's a few things that I would change. Everything is great. It's just my work. I didn't make my M. It's a little crooked, as you can see, and I wish I had lowered it a little bit. Not bad for my first time. Yeah. That's the only thing that kind of bummed me out, is after I got it all sewn on and everything like that, I looked at it and I was like, I should have lowered that. But next time I'm going to make this again, because I definitely will be making this again, and this exact same color and everything. I'm probably going to actually be making this again twice, because you can also make the Luigi hat too. You just use green for the L, and then for the hat. So yeah, did that. I will leave a link actually for Patricia Sutton's tutorial on this hat, because in her video she does have a link to the original pattern on Pinterest. So yeah. And so that's all of my finished objects that I have done this past week. The next thing that I'm going to show you guys is I am working on, so it's my WIP, I am finally joined the bandwagon, and I am making my very first Virus Meets Granny shawl. I was a little apprehensive at first because I thought it was going to be too complicated, because it just looks so intricate and so detailed. I didn't think I was up to that yet, but I started it. I followed Fiber Spider's tutorials. He has a 3-part series on this pattern, or on this shawl, and what I did is I literally watched his videos and I wrote down all of the instructions for how he does this, so that way I can just go back and easily refer to my notes, and it's exactly what he did in his video. So yeah, I have started it, and this is what it's looking like so far. So I really like this pattern. It is super easy, not intimidating at all, and it works up really fast. So yeah, I am right now on my second virus section. So yeah, I really like it. And the yarn that I am using for this is Mandala. I'm using Lion Brand Mandala in the colorway Chimera. Now, I'm not sure how many balls of this I'm going to need for this shawl. I do have another ball of this chimera color, but it is a mill end, so I am going to have to finagle it a little bit to match the way these colors came out in this cake that I have here. But yeah, I really like this pattern. It's coming out nice. And I will also leave a link down below to Fiber Spiders tutorials. I'll leave all 3 for you guys. So yeah, that is all that I have been working on. Not much. I do have a couple shout outs that I want to give. The first is Nicole over at Alpaca My Yarn Madzdesignz. She is new. She only has maybe a couple hundred or so subscribers, but the work that she has shared so far in her videos, they are all incredible. She is very talented. So yeah, she is the first person, and I only have 2 shout-outs, by the way. I have basically been binge watching both of these channels, along with everyone else's that we all follow. So yeah, and the second person is Natalie over at Made by Mom. She lives in the UK, but all of her work that she does is fantastic as well. She has a lot of yarn hauls that she does, of all the stuff that she gets, which I love all the yarn that she has. It's nice seeing yarns that are offered in different countries and how sometimes some of them are very similar to those that we get in the States. Even for me here in Italy, there are some yarns that I get here that are very similar to those in the States as well. But yeah. Anyways, so yeah, Nicole over at Alpaca My Yarn, Madzdesignz, and Natalie Made by Mom. They both are small channels. They have less than 200 or 300 subscribers, but they are both really talented women. If you're not subscribed to either of them, I will leave a link to their channels down below, and I suggest you guys going to check them out and show them a little bit of love and support. Sorry about the whining. My kids are downstairs, obviously fighting, and someone got hurt. Joys of parenthood, right? But yeah, so that is it, you guys. That's all I have to share with you y'all. Please, if you're not a subscriber to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe. Hit the little subscribe button down below. Like this video if you enjoyed it, and also don't forget to hit the little notification bell, whichever side it's on, so that way you guys can be notified when I upload a new video. So yeah, that's it. I hope you guys have a great week, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye, everybody.